Welcome all of you again to this session. Today's topic of discussion is ZatpatMail. This is all about transactional email solution. And to present this topic, we have with us Mr. Prashant Mudbidri, Director and Founder Logix Info Security, and our colleague Abhishek Ambadkar, who is subject matter expert on this topic. Before we start, I will do a quick announcement. So the entire session we are broadcasting on Zoom platform. We are recording this session. You will get the recording link post the session. We would try to make it more interactive. We will post some questions and we would be happy to hear some input from your end. So yes, so any question and answer are most welcome. You can post it in the Q&A session, and either our panelists will try to respond it throughout or most probably at the end of the session. So I think, Prashant sir, we are good to start the session. I request you to please take it over from here.
Thank you, Abhishek. I welcome you all for this quick webinar on ZatpatMail. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. And as the name suggests, this service is called ZatpatMail. Zatpat in Marathi means very fast. And undoubtedly, we claim this service to be the best transactional email delivery system that Logix has to offer to its customers. Email remains the backbone of business communication, and it is the most cheapest way of communicating with your customers, with your vendors, with your suppliers, with internal notifications, and many more uh, kind of communication that you send out as a business to the ecosystem of the business. Types of transactional mail, I would call it basically as you have enormous number of password reset mails going to your users. You have welcome mails, you have account updates, OTP mails, payment reminders, confirmations, verification emails, invoice emails, and every businesses today host of applications, and each of these applications send out some notifications. Not only that, even the server send out notifications, alerts, and all those are basically are very important emails which needs to be reaching the user's inbox, and those are termed under the umbrella of transactional emails. I would like to know from you, I'll be conducting a small poll asking how many of you are using transactional emails in your day-to-day business operations. Animesh, can you just set the poll? I would like to know from the audience how many of you, how many of them, or their customers. I see a lot of partners also joined into this webinar. Maybe they have their customers who send transactional emails. Ma'am, has everybody voted? Yes, I see 88% of the audience have a requirement of transactional emails. Now let's look at going further. What are the challenges that you face? Now, most of the organizations have adopted a cloud mailing platforms like Office 65, Google Workplace, Zoho, or maybe other platforms that are being used. Now, the inherent challenge with these platforms is that if you happen to use send out transactional emails through these platforms, then most of these platforms straight away block the domain communication. That is a big downside because it can definitely completely halt your communication with the world. I see we have seen instances where Office 65 has shut down the domain and no access is given to the user just because some user in the organization has sent out volume mail through Office 65. So these kind of instances are happening in the market. So we would urge not to use normal business communication mail platforms to send out bulk volume transactional emails. Other than this, what are the other challenges that are commonly faced? These messages that you send get flagged and they get trapped as scanned as a spam message. They get delivered to so it doesn't get delivered to the user because it is either quarantined or it is going to the junk mailbox. So this is one of the biggest pitfall that you might face because you're not using a designated transactional mail platform for sending out these communication. Introducing ZatpatMail, which basically is a comprehensive platform specifically to handle high volume email delivery, guaranteeing it to deliver to the inbox of the user. Let me just quickly run through how architecturally this particular system works. Now, on the left hand side, you have basically depiction of your applications, your servers, your other email agents through which you initiate these transactional mails. These emails are basically accepted by the ZatPat mail platform and delivered out to the internet. Now, delivery can be through a pool of IPs or it can be dedicated IPs. The customers can opt for dedicated IPs also. If they opt for dedicated IP, the benefit that you get is that that dedicated IP for delivery is owned by you. So it is that IP is that communication that goes through that IP is only solely dedicated for you. So mails get delivered to the internet. Basically, it is riding on the DNS to check where the MX record of the recipient server is and deliver the mail to the internet, which in turn is delivered to the user's inbox. Because it is transactional mail setup, the world knows that this is a designated transactional mail setup. Hence, the mail is the rating, the IP reputation is very good, and the mail gets delivered to the user's inbox. So, what are the key benefits for using ZatpatMail? High deliverability. It's very, very fast, and it gives the guarantee of the mail going to the user's inbox. Is my presentation clear? Are there any queries? Okay. Yeah. So, why choose ZatpatMail? No blacklisting, no risk of blacklisting. We protect the sender reputation, and most importantly, advanced tracking of what happened to the campaign. There is a granular reporting that is basically seen to the campaigner at what happened to the mails, whether the mails were delivered, how many people we opened the mail, how many clicks were there, so on and so forth. So there is extremely high detailed analysis or detailed reporting that the sender can avail for those mails that have been sent. More importantly, there is no restriction on the volume of mail that you can send. It also depends on what volume you have subscribed for. But obviously, there is no limitation that you can send only 10,000 mails or 20,000 mails. It can take enormous volume of mails. Key highlights: easy email tracking. So you can have, as I told you, that you will see in the demonstration my colleague will be doing of the portal of ZatpatMail, that how granular the reporting is, which is the key highlight of the solution. Apart from the main reason why you're opting for ZatpatMail, which basically means for deliverability. Now, there are certain inherent benefits that you derive, like you can keep different type of emails like alert separate, invoice separate, sign up separate, so you can actually track those, saying that okay, it can be categorized. When you are sending so much volume of mails, you can categorize under various categories. That is one way of reporting the mails. uh, you can basically you have a segment of email sending smart host for SMTP basis. That is what the use is. Each SMTP has its own reporting and tracking. So that is one key feature of the solution. And the domain-wise SMTP host for sending email instantaneously. So it takes ensures that rate control that the recipient server is enforcing, it understands that and it delivers the mail accordingly. Integration wise, there are two ways of integration predominantly. One is SMTP. They use the SMTP, the application supports SMTP. It can directly use the ZatpatMail SMTP for delivery of the mail. The other way is using API. Certain applications do not support SMTP. They have a API integration, so we can have ZatpatMail also accepting mails for delivery using an API. The other highlights of ZatpatMail: easy dashboard, secure access. One more very important feature: all the mails that are transacting through ZatpatMail, a copy of the mail is stored in the setup. So the admin can actually view what was that mail, and then you can also have rights to your team members. You can assign, because when a company buys ZatpatMail, it will basically give it to their users for conducting their transactional mail activities. So you can actually govern how many administrators you have created, and what are the volumes of mail that they are sending, and what are the campaigns they are basically conducting. Most of the participants in this webinar have used SendGrid, which is the volume mail services offered erstwhile by Logix. And invariably, they will compare it with ZatpatMail. So let me just give a deep down into how the comparison is. How do we compare ZatpatMail with the volume mail service of SendGrid? One, full message storing is available with ZatpatMail, which is not available with SendGrid. Email log retention is 60 days for all plans, whereas in SendGrid it is 7 days, and for most of the plans, and 30 days for certain higher plans where the volumes are extremely very high. And audit and admin logs is available full time, whereas in SendGrid there is no admin and audit logs available. ZatpatMail, the entire infrastructure for ZatpatMail is hosted in India DC, whereas the SendGrid is a US-centric data center where it is hosted. UI and reports are very advanced compared to SendGrid, that my colleague will showcase soon after my presentation. And the most key takeaway which I want you to register is that minimum there is a cost saving of 20% compared to SendGrid. So you will, if your expenditure on SendGrid is X, you can definitely take it from me that you will spend only 80% of X for your ZatpatMail. It can be more, but definitely minimum 20%. So that's a key takeaway. Now I hand over the deck to my colleague Abhishek Ambadkar, who is a subject matter expert on ZatpatMail. And over to you, Abhishek.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant sir. I hope I'm audible to all of you, and good evening, all of you. So let me showcase the Zatpat Mail service admin portal and interface. Prashant sir, may I request you to stop sharing the screen from your end? Yeah, so please confirm if my screen is visible to you, so I can start showcasing the portal.
Yes, Abhishek, it is visible.
Okay. So this is the admin interface for Zatpat Mail service. It is called bulk.zatpatmail.com, and the very first page is dashboard on the portal once you logged in, which gives the summary about the mails sent, the mails delivered, and it also gives the graphical view of the mail sent. Okay, we have the option to see the data for certain time frame, example last 24 hours, 7 days, or 30 days. Based on this filter, we will be able to see this data. Okay, then we have the concept called mail agent, which is nothing but the SMTP host. So I will showcase you one of the SMTP hosts just for the understanding. So if we see for this particular SMTP host called Learnet Studio, within last 15 days, there are around 243 mails have been sent, and it is also giving the detailed idea about the mail delivery status. I do have the option to check this for 7 days, 30 days, 180 days, or I can customize this date by selecting from and to date here. Okay. Then comes this SMTP and API integration, where I will be able to get the configuration part for SMTP and it has both the options, whether I want to configure it using SMTP credentials or I want to consume the APIs. So both these options are given. Here there is a additional help given for the people who are doing coding. So they can take this sample code and they can start building this code further as per their requirement in case they want to configure the API based SMTP integration. Additionally, I have the option if I want to integrate certain domains for sending the mails as from. So I can attach those domains for those particular mail agents or SMTP hosts. So only those domains will be allowed to send the mails from. Okay. And I do have the option to see the domain wise data. How many mails are sent, how many mails are delivered. So I can even granularly check this on domain base as well. The most important part is about checking the mail logs, whichever mails we are sending, whether those mails are delivering, the reports are giving the information about the delivery results. So that is available here called processed email. So here I can see those whatever mails we have sent are showing the results here, and I have additional option to view it in details. So this give me more insights about the mail delivery. So as an email administrator, when one wants to do the troubleshooting or investigation about the mail delivery, that is very easy here. Okay. Compared to SendGrid or other platforms, this particular logs giving me the option to export this data, and this export is happen instantly, and these logs are available for 60 days, that is 2 months, unlike other platforms which is providing the logs for 7 days, or for premium plans it is giving for 30 days, like Prashant sir explained it in one of the PPT. Okay. Coming to the next thing, templates. Many of the people need some help to create some template. So here as an help tool, this ZatpatMail service will provide you the option where you can create a template and then you can copy it and use it in your email sending application. For the people who want to configure and consume the API webhook, they can configure it here. Email tracking. If one wants to configure and track the mails, the delivery of the mails, whether the mail has been delivered, whether the mail has been opened, if the mail is having some kind of a link, whether it has been clicked, all this information can be configured using this email tracking. File cache. In case there are certain global files that frequently need to be sent, so instead of every time attaching it into the application or the sending agent, it can be uploaded here and then it can be used to send the mails. Okay. Any queries or doubts?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can
Yeah.
take the queries later.
Yeah, sure. So in mail agent settings, I have the options where I can set the IP based restriction to access this portal, not for email sending. This is for only for keeping the security for accessing this portal. So only the IPs which are added will be having the access to this portal. Suppression list. I will explain this in my next explanation when I come to next tab. Sending limit. Here I have an advantage. Being subject matter expert, I get many queries from customers who are using SendGrid or other platform. They want to restrict some of the users or application to send the mails at certain level. They want to cap it. So this option has been customized here. So suppose one particular application, say HRMS, wants to be capped with, let's say, 10,000 mails a day. So we can do that here, which is this option not at all there on other platforms. And last one is shut down the mail agent. In case any of the SMTP host is not required anymore, we can delete it, we can remove it. Okay. Next is authenticating the domains, adding the domains, which is being used as a from. So currently, since this is our test account, we have a couple of domains added here. This is our own domain, and there are initial configuration at DNS level, which includes SPF and some DKIM CNAME records. Once it is done, the domain is thoroughly allowed to send the mails as from. So it is also having the advantage that we can allocate this domain to particular mail agent. So only those people who are part of that mail agent can send the mails. So this restriction is also there, which will definitely protect from the spamming or any such threats. So again, when we are seeing the domain based usage, we are able to see the mail sent, number of mail sent, graphical view, the bounce mails, and all details. We do have the option to add additional domain, provided the domain belongs to that particular customer. The domain ownership must be there with the customer. Separation list. This is one of the feature where you can restrict sender to send mail to certain domains or email addresses. Example, if the user is assigned with this mail agent access, and the user should not be sending mail to public domains like Yahoo or Gmail, and it should be only restricted to their own domain. So using this feature, the email addresses or the domains of the recipient can be added here, and this portal will not allow to send mails to those domains which are added here. So for demonstration purpose, I have added certain email addresses and domains. So if suppose I am sending an email using this particular ZatpatMail account, and if the recipient domains are these or email addresses are these mails will not get advanced to the recipient server. They will get dropped here itself. Okay. The unique feature here is dedicated IP, as explained by Prashant sir while showcasing the PPT. The dedicated IP is having the advantage that the reputation of the shared IP is generally having some issues because it is being used by multiple customer at same time, and probably one customer is sending some kind of a mail which is causing reputation goes down. So that is getting applied to all the customers who are associated with dedicated IP, shared IP. So in case of dedicated IP, that will not be the case. The customer who is looking for a clean IP reputation and the mail ensure delivery, we can provide them dedicated IP, and using that IP, only that particular customer's mails will get delivered to recipients, and this will ensure that the IP reputation of shared IP is not getting impacted when mail delivery is happening. Next important part is reports. So under report, we'll be able to see the numbers of the mail sent. That is again having the filters of number of days, 7 days, 15 days, 30 days. I do have the option to export this data. I also have the option to filter it in multiple options like graphical view, pie chart view, or table view, where I can analyze how many mails this particular user or application is sending, which will give me some inputs about whether I have to purchase additional credits, email credits, or whether I can restrict sending the mails, or whether there is any kind of a additional customization required on email sendings. Bounce report. Generally, when it is bulk category emails, this is very important aspect. One has to see that whatever mails they are sending, what is the bounce report? What is the bounce ratio? If bounce ratio is high, definitely it is going to cause impact on email delivery. So bounce report will give a detailed information how many mails are getting bounced, and it is also categorizing it in certain reasons. Example, connection issues, failure, policy failure, user not found, that is invalid recipients. So these data will also help administrator or customers to analyze the recipient count, and they can accordingly change their mailing list. They can remove those email addresses to keep their recipient list clean. So for any doubts or query? Okay, assuming there is no queries, I will move ahead. Next is subscription. So here we will have the visibility. The customer will have the visibility of number of email credits available in his account. So as and when he wants to top up, he can just log into this portal and he can see how many mails are there, how many mails remaining in his account. Accordingly, he can plan to top up the account. So it is also giving the idea about the credits available, the expiry date of the credits, and the option to do the purchase of the credits. Next is setting part, where there are a lot of additional settings given. Example, managing the users. So this interface has three various accesses. One is postmaster, that is super admin. Another one is engineer, where it will be edit admin, and the viewer, that is read only access. So reason for providing this kind of access is many companies want to give L1s with read only access for some monitoring or some troubleshootings, and they also want some counterparts, super admins, so that they can do the troubleshooting or they can simultaneously check it, and they do not want that to be a common email address who is getting logged into this portal. Okay, so that's the reason here there is the option of creating multiple super admin with various privileges. Activity logs, this is also one of the value addition. Unlike other services where SendGrid or any other services, they do not provide this kind of a audit log option. Here that option is very much there, so one can check the audit log, activity log, and see whatever events have been performed, whatever activities have been performed from their respective ZatpatMail account, and this will help to investigate further. Notification, this is also one of the validated feature, because you will be able to see you will get a notification on your remaining credits in your ZatpatMail account. So there are certain default settings, like for 30 within 30 days you will get a notification for your account expiry. Then in case your credits are below 5, that is 50,000 emails, you will get a notification. If you want an automated email summary with numbers, you can customize it and you can set it on daily basis, weekly basis, or monthly basis. Even this count is also modifiable. If you want to change it, you can definitely change it. So this gives you additional automation to avoid any manual login and check the credits. So this notification setting will help you to get this information on given thresholds. Content settings, here the advantage is we will be able to see the contents of the mail. Unlike other platform do not store the mails. Here we will be able to see the mails which are sent, we will be able to see the logs, and we will be able to see the mail content as well. So this will help in case any kind of a spammy mail or phishing mail has been generated, and to review it, this option will help to see that. Export logs, when we are exporting the logs getting stored here, and we have the option to download it from this particular section. This is available for email logs, activity log, that is audit logs, and suppression list. IP restriction, this is for the restriction to this particular portal. If I want to secure this portal and get access only from certain IPs, which is of my office IPs or some static IPs which are authorized to access, this will avoid getting this particular account hacked or getting unauthorized access from some unknown IPs. Sending limit, as I explained some time back, if I want to restrict the mail agent, particular SMTP host, to cap it with certain number of mails, I will be able to do it using sending limit. And suppose in future any of the mail agent SMTP host is not required, we can delete it using this option. So this was all about the admin portal, the ZatpatMail portal. We can address your queries in question and answer session.
So Abhishek, we have one question from Mr. Saket sir. He is
Yes.
asking, can we schedule the mail from panel?
Sure, I will address this question. Saket sir, this interface is admin interface. This doesn't give you the option to send the mails or schedule the mail. The end application from where the mails are getting generated, you can avail that option of scheduling the mails using the particular application. Or we are planning to integrate one application for which will be tightly integrated with this service. So we'll explore the option to schedule the mails using that email sending application.
No, but if you are looking at customizing and sending, example, dear Mr. Prashant, dear Mr. Sudhir, of that nature, then this is not the. This is just a transport mechanism. This is handling
Yes.
transactional mails which are originating from an application. We are assuming that the scheduling part has to be handled by the application itself. So if the application has a scheduler, it generates the mail but shoots out the mail at a particular given point of time.
Yes.
Have we answered your query? Abhishek, would you also like to highlight on the feature that most of the customers require? In a business organization, many departments use the transactional mail, and they would like to know the usage of each department or maybe each application or each sender. And that's one of the limitations of SendGrid because that gives a doesn't give a granular reporting of that. Can you just highlight
Yes,
on that?
yes, definitely. So as I explained some time back about mail agent, that is SMTP host. So under SMTP host, I have the option to create multiple mail agent. Example, this is one mail agent. This is for HRMS application. Another one is example for SAP application. One more is for support team. Another one is for the website launch. So these are the various mail agents I have created, and the credentials are only configured and shared with those respective departments. So when they are sending the mail, they will not get intercepted, or the logs or reports will not get mixed together into a single report. They will be able to see these reports on particular mail agent basis. And same is applicable for the domains as well. So many of the organizations are using some different domains or subdomains. So we do have the option to authenticate those domains and authorize those domains for those particular applications, and give them the rights which mail agent should be used this domain as a from.
Any other queries?
Yes, so there are a couple of queries in the Q&A box.
Yeah.
So one is that how to add multiple mail IDs as a sender mail ID.
Abhijit,
That
would you like
that
to take
work will be, yes, I will take this question. That is very easy task. You do not need to add multiple email addresses. Once you authenticate your entire domain, you can use any email address as a from belonging to that domain. Example, once I authorized this domain logix.in using the DNS entries, then I can use any email address of logix.in. But in case you are looking for one specific or multiple specific sender email addresses, there is one option called sender address configuration. So it can help to restrict that particular sender email address, and it will be only used as a from. I hope this helps to
Yeah.
answer your
So
query.
what I have done is that participant can unmute themselves and go ahead for one-to-one question directly. You can ask the panelist.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
Mr. Shivesh has asked a question. How frequently IP blacklisting happens? So the answer is we do not allow IP blacklisting to happen because that will definitely hamper the delivery of the mails and it will impact the customer's business. So
Yes.
there is a scanning mechanism which will definitely tell if there is unsolicited bulk mail being sent by customers, and we nip them in the bud itself. We basically inform the customer that it is happening and we shut down the account, because that is so tolerance of spam or sending spam or sending unsolicited bulk email is zero. So that is for the overall benefit of the customer community, so that that is not exploited. And we haven't had any instance of IP blacklisting in the past, and we will not allow that to happen because that is the very essence of this service.
And we do have some mechanism to monitor the IP reputation, and to keep the hygiene, we only onboard the customers who do have their intended recipients database. So to ensure that email sending is clean and it is not going to hamper the reputation of the service.
Yeah. I'll take up the
Both
next question.
domain.
Vivek, Mr. Vivek has asked from Inox. We have auto-generated emails sent to external domain as well as internal domains. And how will that get delivered? So when the mail is accepted by ZatpatMail, for it, a delivery of the mail is irrespective of where that server is, whether it is in-house server or whether it is on the internet or it's a cloud-based server. It will connect to the server and deliver the mail wherever the recipient server is. Yeah. One point, your email credits are going to be consumed because you are using for mail delivery to in-house user server also. What about AI integration in ZPattern, like any emails summarized available? Artificial intelligence right now in transactional mail is something which is not thought about, because artificial intelligence basically stems out of querying what kind of prompts would you like to have
Direction
for
any calls is now?
yes. Hello.
Prashant sir, please continue.
Yeah, Mr. Sanket had asked this query. What about AI integration? Are you looking at API integration or AI integration? Like to clarify that point. Okay,
AI.
we'll move on to the next query. Is there an option to view the queues of the mail? Abhishek, would you like to take this query? When
Yeah,
the
sure.
mails are being sent? Yeah.
Yes, yes. This application will not store any mails in queue. It will immediately take the mails and it will deliver to the recipient. And if in case any queue is going to happen, that will be happening at your source application or server. So there is no any queue mechanism or any monitoring option here. It is very less possibility that the queues will happen on this server. But queue monitoring will be at your source server from where the mails are getting sent and dispatched to ZatpatMail SMT.
Mr. Arun Sharma has asked, we have to send some notification for events about to start where email volume can go up to 8,000 recipients per event and it has to be delivered within half an hour. Is this feasible? Yes, very much. The delivery rate is very, very high. It can handle much more than 8,000. So feel free to take a trial and see how fast this mail can be delivered.
Yes.
Rather, we are offering 10,000 credits to all the interested participants. It is a free trial for 10,000 email credits of ZatpatMail. You can try it and see for yourself how fast the delivery of the email and how easy it is for to configure as well as to use this service. We are using bulk mail service from SendGrid in our SAP. Is it compatible? Yes, very much.
Yes, it is
ZatpatMail
compatible.
supports all applications, including SAP. Mr. Sanket had said, referring back to his query on AI, AI stems out of basically prompting and asking questions to the platform for any kind of querying related to mail. As of now, there is no AI integration which has been built in because that also requires multiple resources for building up a large model, large language model to store that data and then querying that data. I believe AI will come into transactional mail delivery much later on. First, it will get into your mailing systems as well as your email archiving, and then come on to this because this is predominantly the job of this particular portal or this platform is to have high speed delivery and handle large volume of mails and without having any kind of IP blacklisting or any kind of IP reputational issues. Is there any option of reverting the mail? I believe we are asking for a recall of mail.
Recall.
No,
No.
recall of mail is not possible. Once the mail has been shot out from application and has been accepted by ZatpatMail, it will instantaneously deliver. Once it is delivered, there is no way to recall the mail. Recall the mail is a actually a within the domain feature for Office 65. It is not found in other mailing platforms. There are some other platforms which also support that, but that is only within the domain. The moment the mail goes out of the domain, it is not possible to recall a mail. Any upper limit per day for bulk mail? No, there is no upper limit for bulk mail. If you are subscribing 1 lakh mails and you want to send 1 lakh mails in the first day, you can send it all. If you want to subscribe for 20 lakh mails, you can send 20 lakh mails. There is no limit of number of mails. Can we automate ZatpatMail sending using Microsoft technology like .NET Core Console application? While Abhishek was showing the dashboard, he has shown the code which we
Yes.
can basically give it to your application developer, and they will be able to figure out how to quickly generate the API codes for using that.
Yes, it's doable. The code will ask for SMTP server and credential. Once it is configured using this service, it is doable. It is achievable.
Yes. Website is zatpatmail.com. You can write to marketing at logix.in. And there is a WhatsApp contact as well, which is 9167 227634. You can write to us there, or you can contact our account managers who will guide you on ZatpatMail. And we would be glad to reach out to you, extend the trial, see for yourself how the service works. I am sure you will be happy with with the not only the service delivery but also the costing of the delivery. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Prashant sir.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Abhishek,
you.
for conducting the
Yeah,
session, and thanks to all our participants for taking the time and joining the session.
yeah. Thank you, Logix.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prasanth.